hi to our respected lecturer, Ms. NURHAFIZAH. Today, our group is excited to present an institute profile of Malaysian Flying Academy, or we call it as MFA, following our recent academy study visit. MFA is a pioneer in aviation training in Malaysia. It was started in 1983 and is fully approved by CAAM and ICAO. For your information, MFA have trained over 2,000 pilots who now are working on top islands and airlines around the world. Our visit on 20 May 2036 was a part of Technology Business Management 454 course, and during the visit we are guided by MFA team, especially Mr. Saji and also Mr. Bud. We saw how advanced technology is used to train pilots every single day. MFA established in 1983 as a part of the Royal Selangor Flying Club. MFA initially operated out of the Sungai Besi military base in Kuala Lumpur before relocating in Melaka 1985 under the Sheikh Kecil Group. Today, MFA stands as a pioneer aviation training organization, or we call it as a ATO, in Malaysia. It's a fully approved and accredited by a Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia, CAAM, and recognized globally by the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO. Remarkably, MFA was the first academy in Malaysia to integrate the Aeroplane Aviation Safety Agency EASA electronic examination into its core curriculum. Over the last 4 candidates, they have successfully trained and graduated over 2,000 professional commercial pilots now who fly with a major airlines worldwide. Next, let us explore the core physiology that drive MFA long-standing reputation. The academy operations are guided by a powerful standard-setting motto, which is always higher standard. Under their vision, MFA is deeply committed to preparing and developing proactive pilots who do not just know how to operate an aircraft, but who excel holistically. MFA strongly believes that technical mastery must be balanced with the critical soft skill. They aim to nurture cadets who possess a high level of situational awareness, emotional control, and the outstanding teamwork. In the high-pressure environment of a cockpit, these mental and physiological strengths are what differentiate of a good pilot from a great one. Their mission also focuses on creating highly professional, future-ready pilots. To achieve this academy maintains incredibly close collaborative relationship with active commercial airlines. This also constant dialogue allow MFA to continue audit and update its training curriculum, ensuring that what their cadet learn is always in perfect alignment with the evolving aerospace technologies and shifting airlines needs. All of this training is conducted under the strict world-class safety and quality control system to ensure no compromise and ever made when it comes to human belief. And finally, let's dive deeply into a specific strategic objective of Malaysian Flying Academy. MFA's goals are structured around 4 key pillars designed to meet the demands of modern commercial aviation. So the first one is their primary objective is to produce high caliber aviation professional. The global airline industry operates under the incredibly unforgiving guidelines, strict pilot resources, and high quality assurance limit. MFA set its training benchmark so that high is graduate and can transition seamlessly into the cockpit of the leading international airlines without needing extensive retraining. And also, they are just not training pilot to pass exam. they training them to lead commercial flight also. And the second one is MFA focus on the harmonizing technical flight proficiency with professional soft skill, which is while technical flying, which we call hard skill, is absolutely mandatory. Safety investigation show that the majority of the aviation incidents are caused by the failure in communication decision making. Therefore, MFA deeply embrace crew resource management (CRM), leadership, active communication, and physiological resilience into the training. Can also taught how to manage their cognitive overloaded with the fatigue and make rational rapid decision under the extreme stress. And the third one, the academic aim to the maintain technological and regularly agreement as we learn in technology management course, which is technology change rapidly from the advanced glass cockpit to a state-of-the-art flight simulation. MFA ensure that the training methodologies involved alongside aerospace innovation by maintaining active collaborative partnership with commercial alliance and regulatory bodies like CAAM. MFA guaranteed that their training equipment, simulation software, and curriculum always reflect the latest industry standard. And the fourth one, the most importantly, is to holding a secure learning environment. Aviation training carries inherent risks, which is MFA dedicated and maintaining a proactive safety culture governed by the rigorous safety and quality control system. This ensures that every flight line operation, simulator session, and the ground school lecture is conducted with the absolute highest safety margin. And ultimately, these objectives work together to guarantee that every single cadet graduating.
Next, we move to the technology management of MFA. At the core of MFA technology management is innovation. They seamlessly integrate cutting-edge flight simulation training device (FSTD) directly into regular cadet workflow, which serves as a powerful foundation for both visual and structural training. This practice streamlines operational benefits. Firstly, high fidelity replication. The simulator flawlessly mirrors complex aircraft flight dynamics, adverse weather variable, and extreme emergency environment. Secondly, risk mitigation system. It is essential for safety, allowing cadets to learn critical risk management and the zero danger control by parameter. Thirdly, advanced skill acquisition, which is cadet will achieve rapid mastery over hazardous maneuver, including structural engine failure, severe weather recovery, and complex instrument malfunction before they ever handle a live aircraft. Beyond simulation, effective aviation management requires real-time data. MFA operates dedicated meta briefing stations. These are terminal stations that utilize advanced decoder to constantly display code meteorological aerodrome reports. This station decode and display aeronautical data points that directly influence daily flight departure and street navigation tolerance. Through this platform, flight operations can instantly track precise cloud-based altitude, air temperature and dew point, surface visibility indicator, and wind velocity. Data is only useful if it is actionable. To translate these meta-metrics into live decision-making, MFA implements a live weather decision support system powered by digital mapping from BINTI. By introducing live Winicom interface across centralized, high-definition screen directly inside the flight room, MFA provides dispatcher, instructor, and cadet with an interactive meteorological planning tool. This ensures that weather patterns are visually mapped and collectively assessed in real time before any flight taking off. Now, let's take a look at the physical infrastructure where this training comes together. The co-pilot workspace at MFA combines a robust fleet of standard single-engine and dual-engine platforms specifically structured for distant aviation training paths. MFA manages this infrastructure through two primary methods. Firstly, modern avionics integration, which is traditional legacy analog instrument array, have been systematically replaced across the fleets with integrated glass cockpit network. Secondly, dual screen system, which is the heavily utilized Garmin G1000 and G500 display module to deliver non-stop flight and navigation parameters. This advanced system exposure forces cadets to learn how to process and manage vast amounts of complex flight data early on their basic airmanship routine and making them transition to commercial airlines seamlessly. Finally, how does MFA pull all these technological pieces together to maintain their efficiency? They will do it through dynamic research scheduling. By using this predictive allocation provided by their live weather mapping layer, instructor and dispatcher can accurately forecast cyberstorm system hours before scheduled departure. This allows management to strategically alter fleet distribution and shift structure workload on the flight, maximizing total daily resources. A perfect example of this in action is their monsoon in hills by board. When unpredictable monsoon, regional haze or active airspace limitation impact the training track, MFA will leverage real-time computing power to deploy tactical backup guidelines. They will immediately divert affected cadets into open FCD simulator block. It is masterful scheduling. Maneuver guarantees zero training syllabus delay, keeping operational running on time and on budget.
Now, I will be presenting my part, which is the challenges and opportunities faced by the Malaysian Flying Academy, or MFA. Let's start with the challenges. First, MFA faces an operational hurdle in large-scale system integration. Transitioning from the legacy physical boards to a digital flight management system (FMS) for their fleet of 14 Piper aircraft has temporarily strained the staff and increased turnaround times as they adjust to digital interfaces. Second, operating out of Batu Berendam Airport in Melaka creates airspace challenges because cadets share a congested regional airspace corridor with commercial flights, and it often leads to prolonged ground holdings that disrupt their tight training schedules. Furthermore, from a regulatory perspective, MFA must strictly comply with the Personal Data Protection Act 2010, PDPA 2010. Since flight simulators are tracking systems are now network dependent, safeguarding sensitive students or cadets' records from cyber threats is critical. Therefore, MFA enforces strict access control to secure this data. Now, we will move on to the opportunities, which is smart aviation and IoT. MFA has a great potential to implement smart aviation training technology by introducing IoT, or we know as Internet of Things sensors within its training fleet. The engineering team can analyze real-time aircraft health data. This allows for proactive maintenance and ensures maximum safety for the cadets. Second opportunity is AI and predictive operation. MFA can integrate artificial intelligence (AI) and machine learning into flight operations. AI algorithm can optimize complex scheduling by predicting weather patterns across the Malacca Straits. This reduces idle ground time and maximizes daily flight hours for both PPL and CPL training phases. In conclusion, by addressing these challenges and seizing technological opportunities, MFA can strategically position itself as a modern, world-class aviation academy. That concludes my part of the presentation. Thank you.
Alright guys, let's look at how National Flight Academy MFA actually bridges the gap between theory and practice. First up, they heavily rely on digital systems for flight prep. Think of it as the ultimate pre-flight checklist where instructors and cadets review weather and safety procedures. Because honestly, nobody wants to find out it's storming after you take off. Secondly, they use flight simulation training devices. It's basically like the highest stakes video game ever. It lets cadets experience realistic flight situations and make mistakes with zero actual danger. That's how they build decision making skills and real confidence before they ever touch a real aircraft. Moving on to the actual hands-on ground work, aircraft inspections. Before anyone even thinks about starting the engine, pilots and cadets have to team up with the academy's engineers. We're taking full-on checks, the engine, the fuel, the components. Everything has to be cleared. The engineers track all of this on a whiteboard so the cadets can review the plane's exact status before they get anywhere near the cockpit. There's also a designated waiting area just for cadets to get their heads in the zone before a session. Now, looking over at the hands-on learning side of things, it's all about mentorship. Cadets get to share their experience, captains during maintenance. But here's the catch. The maintenance hangar has restricted access. You cannot just wander it. Keeping unauthorized people out ensures nobody gets hurt, nobody disrupts the engineers while they are working. And it keeps MFA's high security and regulatory standards tight. To wrap it all up, let's look at the big win here, MFA's success. When you look at the big picture, the academy successfully bridges classroom theories with practical daily operations by heavily leaning into modern technology. By refusing to cut corners and sticking to this hybrid approach, they aren't just teaching people how to fly, like they are prepping cadets with the exact knowledge, technical skills, and professional competencies they need to actually survive and crush it in the aviation industry. It works, it keeps people safe, and is how you build real pilots. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next, I would like to explain about recommendation for Nation Flying Academy. Firstly, Nation Flying Academy must invest in advanced aviation technology and flight simulation system to ensure that pilot training is always in line with current industry standard and the latest technological development. The modern training can improve students to be more effective while reducing operational costs for actual flight training. Secondly, based on MFA student, MFA is encouraged to stretch its digital transformation by adopting a more integrated management system for training, maintenance, scheduling, and student performance monitoring. Such a system can improve decision making and increase operational efficiency. In addition, collaboration with aviation industry partner and technology provider need to be expanded to gain knowledge sharing, technology transfer, and exposure to aviation innovations. This will make students and staff always competitive in growing aviation sector. Finally, based on instructor of MFA, continuous development program for teaching and technical staff need to be emphasized to make sure the development and progress of the Nation Flying Academy organization with technological advancement in the future. In conclusion, the site visit to the Nation Flying Academy provide a valuable knowledge. The visit show how technology work, operation system, and human skill are integrated to support effective pilot training and organization performance. Secondly, the experience enhance the student understanding. By the operation of the MFA, students gain knowledge of how technology contributes to safety, efficiency, and competitiveness in the aviation sector. Thirdly, provide a clear picture of the importance of innovation by showing that the success of an organization depends not only on the use of advanced technology, but also on the management system and improve the use of technology. Lastly, the objective of this site visit are successfully achieved. The knowledge and experience gained throughout this visit are expected to provide a solid foundation for students in understanding the importance of technology management.
Uma noite convocou, então vem sentar com o popô. Uma noite convocou, então vem sentar com o popô. É vapo, vapo no setor, é vapo, vapo.